Stephen Johnson from Stephen Johnson Photography, and today we have another of our TRG business member bio interviews. And in the studio today I have got Brenda, and I will leave it to her to tell you who she is and what she does. So Brenda, please state for the record your name, your company's name, and what it is that you do, please.
Okay, my name is Brenda McQuade. I work for a charitable trust called Greenfields Educational Trust, and I manage part of that trust, which is the Effective Education Centre and Greenfields English Language College, which are both in East Grinstead. I also run a charity called the Help Centre, which is all in the same building.
Perfect. And how long have you been in business, Brenda?
Well, the business has been open since the end of the 1990s. I personally joined in 2004, so 20 years now.
Oh, good for you. And what got you into this business in the first place?
Well, I was very lucky with my education. And yeah, let's just say I was lucky. And I saw that other people struggled with their education. So from a very early age, I found myself helping other people with their work. And after doing various professions, I found work, first of all, in the charity arm of Greenfields, helping children with their reading, their writing, their understanding of English, and then I moved up the ladder.
Perfect, good for you. And I don't think, knowing you as I do, that there was much luck involved in it, Brenda. But
Thank you.
What do you feel is your USP, your unique selling point?
I have a number of tutors. They are all absolutely passionate about teaching. They're not doing it for the money. They do it because they really enjoy working with children and want to see the children flourish and do well and be happy in their education. Unfortunately, that isn't always the situation in schools, but it is the case with my tutors.
Sure, because sometimes the schools just don't have time to put into individual students. Whereas...
Exactly. I never blame teachers. Teachers are wonderful just for deciding to become teachers and then doing that job every day. But it's a hard job with 30 or so children in a class. So what we can do is teach an individual child based on how he learns, his
or
speed of... Or she. Exactly.
Pronoun of choice. That's it.
That's true. And so we treat them as individuals and work at their speed. If they don't understand something, we'll continue to help them with that point until they understand it. Then we'll move on. Makes a big difference.
So it's very much one-to-one.
Absolutely.
Yeah, perfect. I know you haven't been a member of TRG for very long, but how long and how is it working for you so far?
I've been a member for 6 weeks. I'm very impressed by the group. They're all very decent people, great sense of humour, of course. But
we try.
Yes, but they're all decent people who want to do a good job in their profession and who want to help each other. And I'm very impressed by that.
Excellent, thank you for that. Might be a difficult one for you in your business, but what is your perfect customer?
We don't have perfect customers. Far from it. We help children and adults of all levels of skill, of all backgrounds, of all ages. So this weekend I'm going to be helping a 4.5-year-old girl, and 2 days ago I got an inquiry from a retired gentleman who wants help.
Mm-hmm.
We have helped adults with their literacy and numeracy. Perhaps they needed a qualification to get a job. Perhaps they just wanted for their own self-esteem to feel that they could write well or do maths better than they currently can.
Sure.
But we help children who are either struggling or the high achievers who want to get into Oxbridge or want to get into a good university. They need the top grade in their GCSEs and A-levels. So we do the whole spectrum, and we're happy to do the whole spectrum. And of course, you know, in the last 10 years, We've been helping a lot of refugee families. I'm very proud of what we've done to help the children integrate into the schools by learning the language, of mathematics in English. I feel that we're helping in the society by doing that. So we will help anybody age 4 to 84.
Wonderful. Or beyond.
Or beyond, yeah.
Your business obviously covers a broad range of subjects. What is your personal favourite and why?
Now that's a really difficult question, because part of the joy of my job is it's so varied. I haven't mentioned much about teaching English as a second language, but part of the building is intended to help either individuals or groups of people to study English or improve their English. We start from complete beginners. It's great fun speaking a complete beginner when they don't speak English and I don't speak
whatever.
But we do that. On the other end of that spectrum, I'm helping a lady who is very well spoken, has lived in English for quite a while, but she's very educated and wants to speak perfect English with a wide range of vocabulary. So we teach advanced English and proficiency English, which is a very high standard of English. I enjoy that because of my background. It stretches my skills. So I enjoy that. On the other hand, I love teaching children. I love their light bulb moments when they get something that they couldn't understand before. It always, gives me that wonderful feeling of
kids are fun. I love photographing kids.
Absolutely.
Cool. A little bit of personal stuff, if we may, Brenda. What is your personal family status? Married, still happy, kids, pets, whatever?
Okay, I'm a single lady. So I was very happily married. We got happily divorced. I'm supposed to be retired.
I know that feeling.
Really know the meaning of that word.
Yeah, I'm the same.
Yes, no ageism in my centre at all. So I'm 72 and love it. I can speak about my educational background. In the old days, I went to an old grammar school. I got into Oxford. I loved Oxford. I studied languages. So I can also teach German and French. I can also teach Latin because we do help 11 plus students.
Oh.
And I enjoy teaching Latin. It can be an interesting subject. So
I hated Latin at school.
Oh, we must...
Amo, amasamat, amamus, amatis, amant. There you go. That's about some of my knowledge.
All right, you got it. All right, we'll talk after.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think you probably just touched on it anyway, but tell me something about yourself that most people wouldn't know.
Yeah, I don't brag about going to Oxford, but it does act as a kind of indicator of my personal educational abilities. Yeah, so that's what people mainly don't know about me.
Sure.
But there it is.
Excellent. What kind of things do you like to do in your spare time?
In my spare time,
if you get any.
I have a little spare time,
Yeah.
and I dash into the garden. And I have a garden, and I love gardening. There's also a little garden next to our centre, and that's also my responsibility. And the daffodils are blooming.
Perfect. And why should someone out there book or hire or come to you in the first place, other than someone else?
Okay. We will really help the individual student, whether it's a child or an adult. And I think that's our hallmark, and it's what people comment on most of all, is that we give students confidence because we're working with them. If we see there's something they don't understand, then, we will go back a step. We will really help them to understand. So students, as I say, children or adults, they gain confidence with us. And that is key in education. And won't go too much into the whole subject of the difficulties that children have these days, but they get low esteem, low self-esteem, and it's sad to see. When they come to us, the parents say that magically changes and they feel more self-confident and they want to go to school whereas they didn't before, or they want to read whereas they didn't before.
COVID must have had a massive effect on the younger children.
Exactly. There's still catch-up being done for the children who were disadvantaged by COVID in whatever way.
Yeah.
But this is one of the things we say we do is we fill in gaps. So that might be gaps caused by the whole COVID disruption of education. It might be gaps because a child was ill for a certain period. It might be gaps because a child went from one school to another. One of our specialities is to find where the gaps are and fill them in. And that also restores confidence to the child when he sees that he can do what all the other kids could do that he couldn't do.
Sure.
Yeah.
Perfect. What is the best advice you can give a parent or of a child who might need a bit of extra help, or even someone just looking to bolster their education? What's the best advice you can give someone?
Okay, well, if they want to come to us, come in and have a free assessment. It really is genuinely free. It's not there's no commitment to take services with us, but from me talking to the child, from me doing the assessment, we then have a conversation with everybody involved and we talk about what is happening in that person's education and how they can be helped. Just as a note, I always consult the child's willingness to be helped, to have tuition. So it's very much a collaboration between me, the parents, the tutors, the child, and also the school, if the school is on board on giving advice to the parents on what the child needs. It's very collaborative. So yeah, come and have the assessment and find out. My other general advice to parents is do listen to your children. Do notice if they're not happy. Do take up anything like bullying or any lack of understanding at school. Please catch it as early as you can and help your child and help the child stay happy.
Wonderful advice. Thank you, Brenda. At the end of this, I will put up a slide with all Brenda's contact details. So you don't need to mention those now, but what is your preferred method of first contact from a potential customer or student?
I really don't mind. We have our email address, which we check very regularly. We have 2 phone numbers, 3 phone numbers. So anyway, there is somebody there from 9:30 in the morning. I usually leave about 7 o'clock at night. So it's very easy to contact us. Oh yeah, we're open Monday to Friday from morning until the evening, and on Saturdays from 9 o'clock until the middle of Saturday afternoon. When things get really busy, GCSE time, then we will also teach on Sundays if necessary, or whenever is necessary. We're very flexible. As I say, my tutors are really passionate about helping, so we're very flexible.
Perfect. Thank you much, Brenda. That is you.
Thank you.